Hello everyone, welcome to Nrcm. Today I'm going to discuss about operating system of Unit 1 and today's topics are like several operating system services. Here we go and we'll see what are the different operating system services. So there are different types of operating system services. So I'm like starting is like program execution, second is input output operations, third is file system manipulation, communication, error detection, resource allocation and protection. So we'll discuss one after the another. So first is program execution. So as we all know that, so this is also one kind of service which is provided by the operating system. So if we want to execute any of the program, so first what happens? So we know that we'll be writing the program and just will compile and then we'll start running the program. So what internally happens? So what kind of services the operating system will be providing? Like it loads a program into the main memory first and then it executes the program, it handles the program's execution, it provides a mechanism for process synchronization if any, and it also provides a mechanism for process communication, and in case any kind of the deadlock occurs, so the deadlock will be handled. So these are the different tasks which are performed by the operating system while executing a program. So it handles many other different kinds of activities like printing, like printer spooler, name servers, file servers, etc. And each of these activities they are encapsulated as a single process. So this all happens in the program execution. And next, second comes to the input output operation. Here coming to this like input output like devices. Like first of all, if you want to provide any of the input to the system and if you want to get any of the output from the system, so you need to install the device drivers, as we all know that. So here the main advantage of these drivers are like drivers hide these peculiarities of specific hardware devices from the users. Normally the operating system it manages the communication between user and the device drivers through the device drivers software. So input output operation means like you can say like reading or writing an operation to any of the specific file or to any of the input output device. And operating system also provides access to the required input output device whenever it is necessary. This is all about input output operations. Next we'll go about file system manipulations. So you all know that file, what is the meaning of file? It represents a collection of some related information. So computers can store the files on the disk, as we all know that. So initially the files will be stored in the secondary storage. Like if the files for long-term storage purpose, like secondary storage medias like magnetic tape, magnetic disk, and optical disk drivers like CDs, DVDs, etc. can be used to store the files. So each of these, these medias, like coming to the like drivers, CDs, DVDs, and magnetic tapes, these all of these media will be having its own properties like different speed, capacity, data transfer methodology, data access methodologies. But normally a file system it is organized into directories for easy navigations and the usage. And these directories may contain the files and other directories also. Like some activities like which the operating system will follow with respect to the file system manipulation are. So first of all, the program needs to read a file or write a file. Okay, that is, if you want to read or write a file, so that is handled by the file system manipulation. And if you want to give any of the permissions to the file, like read only, any like read write, okay, read write executable files. So this all will be managed by the operating system can give the permissions like this. And the permissions are like I'm just repeating like read only, read or write permissions, or sometimes denied permissions can also be set to the file like password protected file. And here operating system, what it will do, it will provide an interface to the user to create or delete the files easily, and it provides the user to create or delete the directories also. It provides an interface to the user to create or delete the directory also. And also we are having, it facilitates to provide the backup of the file system, facilitates for the backup system also. Hence this is all about the file system manipulation. And now we are going to discuss about communication. So this is one type of service which is provided by the operating system. So communication, so what is in general communication is like, the operating system, what it will do, it will manages the communication between all the process. Here multiple processes can communicate with one another through communication lines in the network. So what happens to establish the communication? First, two processes, they require to transfer the data between them. Means if the two processes want to communicate, first they need to establish the link, communication link, and they can transfer the data between them. So like both the process can be on one computer or on different computers also, but they should be in connected method, or they should be connected to any of the different computer network. So normally communication means in operating system, it can be implemented by either shared memory or by message passing. Shared memory is like all the process can use the share the memory, same memory. And message passing is like, so the process will be sending the request, or you can say like if it will be sending the response to the requested process. Next is error detection. So error detection service, it can occur anytime and anywhere, or you can say it as error handling also. See, normally an error can occur, like normally errors means errors can occur anytime. So they might occur in CPU, sometimes it might occur in input output devices, sometimes the error might occur in memory hardware. So at that time, if once error occurs, what the operating system will do? First of all, the operating system, it will check for the possible errors. What are the different types of errors? It will check the errors, and then based on the errors, it will take the appropriate action to ensure the correct and consistent computing, to get the consistent output. So next is like resource allocation. Like resource allocation, as we have discussed, resources might be like main memory, CPU, or input output devices. They should be allocated. This resource management or this resource allocation will be coming in multitasking environment. In multitasking environment, we will be seeing this resource allocation. Means each of the resource should be, each of the job should be allocated to the each of different users. So what kind of activities can be performed by the operating system, or what kind of services can be provided? So it first of all, it manages all kinds of resources with the help of the schedulers. The schedulers will play the main important role in this resource management. And to allocate the resource, the CPU will schedule the algorithms, like CPU scheduling algorithms are used for better utilization of CPU, so that the resources can be utilized correctly, and CPU also will not be in idle state. So this is all about resource management. And next we are going to see about the protection and security also. Like protection and security comes under the like one thing, one bond. Like a computer system normally nowadays have multiple users, we all know that, and concurrent execution of multiple processes. The various processes must be protected from each other activities. Means one process should be protected from the different process. Like here normally, I wanted to tell, like protection is like it is a mechanism or a way to control the access of the programs, right? I hope you all understood this. Like any of the, not only to the access of the programs, the access of the process, different processes, to the access of the users or any of the resources. So in at this protection, like what are the major services will be done by the operating system? So the operating system here, it ensures that all access to the system resources is controlled. It is controlled and well mannered. And also the operating system ensures that external any input output devices are protected from invalid access attempts like passwords and all. So it will be checking, and if any one of your, if you want to, if any of your friend is trying to crack your password and all, like you'll be getting the mail like somebody is trying to access your Gmail, something like that. Next, it provides the authentication features for each user by means of the passwords. Yes, wherever we go, like for we can lock this password. It is the biggest authentication feature which is provided by the operating system. But this is all about the operating system services. So these are the services which are provided by the operating system. And in the next class, we'll be discussing about the like system calls. And thank you.